Sushil and Divya, are you ready today? Are you ready?
Hey, good morning, Flora. This is Sushil.
Hey.
Yeah, we are ready.
Is Divya there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Divya is also there.
So, shall we wait for 5 more minutes? Is that okay, or do you want to start the session now immediately?
Absolutely fine. We can wait. Divya, is that fine with you? We can wait for 5 more minutes?
Yeah, Sushil, sure, we can wait.
Yeah, Flora, we will wait for 5 more minutes and we can start off after 5 more minutes.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. For today's session, we have Sushil Gupta and Divya Reddy. I think Sushil doesn't require any introduction because he was presenting. He had a wonderful session yesterday with him. So, but anyways, once again, Sushil is currently working in Dell EMC as a service delivery manager, and he has over 12 years of work experience in SAP basis. And when it comes to Divya, Divya is having
This conference will now be recorded.
Divya is having over 8 years of experience in SAP basis in HANA. She's currently working in Accenture. So, Sushil, yesterday's was a very wonderful session. So we are hoping that today's session also will be as informative as yesterday. And Divya, welcome to the session, and hope we will you'll be able to share as much information as possible so that we'll be able to get a very good idea as to what the real-time technologies in the IT environment is. Thank you so much, Divya and Sushil, for joining us. For all the participants, we'll be waiting for 3 more minutes. We'll be starting exactly at 12:05. And Sushil and Divya will be taking care of it from 12:05 onwards. And a request to all the participants, please mute your microphones. In case you're having any doubts, you all can, once the chat is enabled, you all can start typing it. But a request from the organizers, kindly do not message anything apart from the question answer session, because it will be difficult for the presenters to to go through each and everything and find the question answer. So a request, two things. One is mute your microphone. Second thing is, if there's any questions, only place it in your chat box, and they'll be able to answer your queries. So we'll be starting exactly at 12:05. Sushil and Divya, at 12:05, you all can start the session. Thank you so much.
Sure, Flora. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Mr. Sushil, I think it's already 12:05. So if you're ready, we could start the session.
Thanks, Flora. Thank you so much, and thank you for the wonderful feedback for the yesterday's session, and thanks for the great welcome of us. So, good morning, everyone, and it's close to good afternoon. So, I hope everyone had a good breakfast and a good coffee and start of a day. And I'm hoping everyone is doing safe and secure and staying back at home, working with online. So, thanks for that, and welcoming everyone. So anyway, Flora has given a detailed introduction, what we do and what we does. So I don't think so we have to repeat the same thing, but I just want to say that today we're going to tell about ITSM and its benefits. What are the tools? What are the configurations? How in current IT technology used as ITSM for a better yield results. So myself and my friend Divya Reddy will take care of in detail about all the ITSMs and everything. And if you have any questions, please do hold back until the session. At end of the session, we will have it 10 to 15 minutes of QA so that you can detailedly have a one-on-one question and answers so that will be clearly explained from our end. All right. So without wasting any time, let's jump onto the things. So everyone in their life, they have gone through this ITSM, but we are not aware about it, how it went and how we have gone through. So let me take an example before getting onto the slides. Let's start off with a live example wherein most of the audience right now in the forum might use a telephone, and which might be have a postpaid or a prepaid. I'm just taking a live example so that it will be registered to your mind. So whenever you have any issues in your telephone or any connection or billing or anything, you call up to the customer service. You call up to the customer service to get a quick information what exactly you explain you about the error. So these are the people who sit at the customer service and they will take the information from you and they will create a ticket. I hope you have heard about it. They will say that they will create a ticket and they'll forward it to the next level. So that is the same thing like we were talking about right now. So it's all process. When you talk about when the ticket has been created based on the issue, it will be routed to the different queues. It will be routed to the different queues and it will go to the different departments to work on it and get a solutions. And if a solution also, there will be a certain time of limit. So whatever the words I've used right now, solutions, departments, limit, priority, we will have a detailed discussion in the next coming slides. Just to give a heads up or a go through on this, what is ITSM, I just given a live example. So let's jump on to the slides, guys. What is an ITSM? 1 second, let me move the slides. Dr. Vishnu Garu, can you please move on and mute? Thank you. So today's agenda is like what is ITSM, which I've told you, and we will talk about benefits and its tools, how we have tools, how to configure it. configuration management. After the configuration, what we'll have it? We'll have a different type of things: incident management, change management, problem and service level agreements. So what is ITSM? There will be a lot of definitions in ITSMs. If you take about consideration, there are a lot of ITSM definitions. But one definition struck me a lot since the beginning of my IT industry, where I learned what is ITSM. That is the implementation and management of quality IT services that this needs in a business. I'll repeat it. The implementation and management of quality of IT services that meets the needs of the business. It clearly states that the policies and the implementation and the management of IT services that meet the needs of the business. Example, if you have to get Airtel example. So when we have anything on a business perspective, we should have a certain levels of process. If there is no process, we can run a business. Doesn't mean that we should have a process. To get a better yield results, better profits, better resources utilization, better involvement, better execution, better customer service satisfaction. Because if you look at, you can ask me, why you have to go for ITSM? We can go without ITSM. But the competitive world, if I'm as an end user, I use as a Airtel. If the service is not good, I'll simply change it to another service provider. There are so many service providers available in the market. Similar way, to get at the competitive level of the business needs, we have to have some certain guidelines. That is called guidelines or procedures. Example, a simple example to the audience, like we have so many colleges. We have XYZ, ABC, PQ, all the colleges are there. Why we are going to ABC? Because it has some standards, it has some principles, it has some guidelines. Similar way, to run a business, we should have a certain policies and everything. So you might ask, why should we go? Why IT is going as a IT services? There are so many things are there: agile, ITIL, workflow, waterfall method, scalability methods, Kanban methods. There's so many methods in the industry, but this is a foundation where you can pick it up, these foundation principles are these foundation templates. So if you might think ITSM is equivalent to ITIL also. Yes, ITSM is commonly used for project-based. ITSM services says that process-based services, service-based industries, which will help us in customer satisfaction. Most of the IT giants right now, like Google, Wipro, Deloitte, all like Microsoft, Amazon, they work on customer satisfaction. Why? Because that is the only yield they get it. End of the day, the customer satisfaction, customer first platform. So this is all about ITSM. So when you talk about ITSM more into it, I will tell you about like whenever you're thinking of IT management across the system, separate IT domains of network, compute, and storage IT. Look at the delivery services. Okay, and the most important thing to remember in ITSM to make it IT better is for business operations, employees, customers, IT departments, and so on. All right. So let me read out the definition for you guys simply. ITSM is the process of all the lifecycle management, such as designing. What I said, this whenever implement any process, it should be in all the process, like all the execution base, like such as designing, planning, execution, deliver, and support. So and ITSM suits irrespective of business, organization, management size, incident, problem, change, anything. So and it involves in each and every phases tracked through ITSM. And IT, when you talk about, I was already discussed about all these and the benefits also, why we have to use it. So ITSM you use to get a benefit of reduce IT cost, improve the quality of the services, improve customer satisfaction, improve governance and reduce risk. When we improve governance and reduce risk, when we have a certain guidelines. So you might heard about guidelines, ISO certificate, these certificates, that similar thing. It's a ITL is kind of a certification or a kind of a certified to the companies based on the frameworks. And it's not mandate, guys. Listen, I'm just emphasizing on it. It is not mandate to have same. We just any company will take the highlights of it. Example, it has an XYZ guidelines and ABC guidelines. The company, if I'm holding a company, I just want to implement ITSM. So I'll take the template of it. I'll make customize according to my business needs, my customers, my process. It doesn't require that you have to use it. But yes, definitely, most of the companies are using 60, like almost the foundations are the similar. And all the services, service managements are ideal frameworks or different frameworks is based on these frameworks only. If you look at waterfall method, if you look at agile method, if you look scalability method, Kanban method, all these are comes as a combination. Without this, the process doesn't run. So this is a kind of a, you can take it as a most usage service guidelines or principles. So increase competitive advantage, which I already discussed. Like we have a lot of companies around us, business around us, which will be running across the globe. So to have the competitive spirit, competitive work, competitive in the market, you should have advanced methodologies to run your business smooth. Customer satisfaction is very important. It can be improved flexibility. When you talk about these things, it will have a flexibility. 1 second, guys. Okay. Agility for new services. Agility means you can customize accordingly yourself. Flexibilities, agility, it will adapt to all the industry standards. Okay, and this is the best this is the best tool used for all different, not only for business applications, IT and everything, manufacturing, everywhere you can use it. And this is improved methodology apart from other methodologies. So I was also talking about tools and okay, 1 second. ITSM, I was talking about this. Okay, and if you look at the practical level, ITSM is a collection of ITSM capabilities often referred as process. So why it is called as a collection of process? Because it should enable IT departments design, creativity, deliver, support, manage IT services. Common ITSM process includes like incident, change, problem, which we're going to detailedly go into. Divya will explain in detail about what is this particular process includes. So this is about overview of the ITSM. What are the benefits we have? Okay, and now coming to the ITSM tools, which will be handled by Divya. Divya.
Thanks, Sushil.
Divya, can you please take up to the next level? Yeah, thank you, Divya.
Yeah, sure.
And let me know, I can handle the slides whenever you require next to the next slides.
Yep, sure.
Thanks, Divya.
Yeah, thanks, Sushil. Almost all you covered all the theoretical part, and it is easy for me to take all people to the technical terms.
No problem.
And
thank you.
hey, everyone. As Clara said, I'm myself Divya. I'm having 8 years of IT experience. I'm a certified SAP consultant. So since beginning of my career, I'm using these ITSM tools. So the tools are different. So just I'll take you to the what are all the tools and what is ITSM tools. Okay, so and coming to the ITSM tool, I see ITSM tool is a software which is developed based on the ITSM process. Already Sushil explained about the ITSM process. So what is this? So based on the process, these ITSM tools are developed. So these ITSM tools are using in IT services. Okay, so maybe it's ITSM tools or it's a standalone or it's a group of services. It's depending on your requirement, client and business requirement. These will be defined whether it's a standalone or it's a group of applications. And by using this ITSM tools, you can do, like you can, as he said, you can create incidents and you can handle changes and you can, so different kinds. So we'll go through it. So ITSM tools, or as I said, it's a software. So in market, we have too many softwares are available. So just it's a name like a BMC Remedy and ServiceNow and Semantic for security. It's only for security purpose we will use this tool. And most of the big organizations will use Remedy and ServiceNow. So we have too many like HP, ALM, Magic, and Jira. So many tools are available, but these are, I can say, number one in place. BMC Remedy and ServiceNow, most of the big organizations will use. Okay, so when, as Sushil said, these are all tools we'll use in our daily life scenarios. So these ITSM tools, or we can derive in two types. So most of the people think that ITSM is only used full for only the service desk people, like a customer care. It's not that fully correct. It also used by application team, like a software developer, software engineers also, they will use this tools. Okay, Sushil, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, so this ITSM tools, as we said, so if any user is having some issue, so they will reach out customer care and they will take all the details and they will raise a ticket. Okay, and that ticket will be routed to the concerned person by some other team. Okay, and they will take it up. So this process, so you are creating a ticket in one tool and that is routing to some other application, and that application is taking all the details and maybe procuring details. So this information is transferring between the tools. So how it will transferring? So this is all comes under the configuration management. So all the respective tools and this ITSM tool is integrated with this configuration management. So for example, I'll give you a real-time scenario. So first, for example, so you are having some network issues with your Airtel or else your Reliance. Good example is Reliance. Just Reliance is having very plenty of business, retail, gas, and all. So too many businesses. So for every business, they won't go for the separate software. It's a too expensive. What they will do, they will go for only one software, and based on the requirement, means based on the business, they will segregate it. If it is, they will create some ABC functionality for retail, for example XYZ for a network. So like that they will derive their functionalities, but all these functionalities will club in only one tool, for example BMC Remedy. So all these functionalities will be configured in our ITSM tool. So for example, you call to a customer care about your some network issues with Reliance. So that customer care, the service IT guy will take the information, and so by giving the details only, he can recognize that okay, it's a network issue, so it is going to the Reliance network services like a Geo or somewhere. So straight away he will route that ticket to the Geo related application people. So first in that application, so this ticket will be taken care by network people who are working with the Geo application, for example, and they will check, is it a really valid issue? So, and these are all things they will be considered, and these are all things will be check where they will check in a Geo software. So where this Geo software related application is built, on that application they will check all the details, whether it's really network issue is only for one person or the surrounding areas also having any issues. So these are all they will check in that particular application. It's a backend application, so they will check, and again they will get back to the service IT guy. So this is the problem, so this is a solution, or else this is it's not a big issue, so just inform to the user. Again it will come to the IT service guy, and IT service guy again he will reach and he will inform you. He will give you the details, whether it's a solution or it's something else. Okay. So the backend and the front end tools will be integrated with this configuration management. So this is a one example of the service desk. Then also this ITSM tool will be using by software guys, simply said. So it's IT application. For example, you have a one system, like SAP system, for example, you have this SAP system is application, and definitely you will have one OS and you will have a DB. Okay, or else you'll take one Java system. It's a Java software, and definitely this Java box is having some DB and some OS. So suddenly it's a DB crash. So DBs went down because, for example, at midnight, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, the DB went crash. So at that time, no one will access that system, or else no one is using, for example, Airtel app. In that midnight, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, no one will use that Airtel app. So that is went down. So morning around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, one user wanted to check in that something. So suddenly he found out that app is not working. That time he will reach out the customer care. And maybe 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, they will take action and they will try to fix it. So maybe it won't fix in a minute. So it will take minimum of hours, or maybe it may take 1 day time. So the whole day, the business will be lost. Okay. So if the system DB, maybe the DB is crashed at midnight, 2 o'clock. So if that time, if we would have received any alert, so like we will put alarm, right? Like that. If it alarmed, then immediately we will take action. We will fix by in the morning, 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and it won't be any business impact, right? So the same way, the IT people are using for alerting, for alert purpose. So these tool will be used for application guys also to configure monitoring alerts. Okay. So mostly these configuration management will be used by application teams. So in every organization, so the configuration management team will be a separate. They will configure so they will integrate our systems, our core applications into this ITSM. So if your system is down, so then how alerts are coming via ITSM? Because of this configuration management. This configuration management is not only the software and not only the process, it's also a repository, and it's a process, it's software, it's a coding. I can say everything. It's a version control, it's a code, it's a backup of works. So everything involves. It is also customized. Based on your customized, this configuration management will work. So simply I can say it's a process. So configuration management is a process for establishing and maintaining your SAP projects, for any projects. Okay. So there are a lot of benefits in this configuration management. So maybe if you are working into the configuration management, you'll go through that. But as a glance, this configuration management will integrate our core components to this ITSM service tool. It's a simple word. Okay. So Sushil, next slide, please. So as I stated, so some of the examples, BMC Remedy and ServiceNow. So I'll take you to the BMC Remedy tool. So in BMC Remedy tool, so these are the components. Not only these components, like you're seeing the screenshot, right? Like you can see change management, administration console, incident management, Atrium core, asset management, these are all not standard one. Again, it's based on your role, your license caste, and these are all the things will define, and it will visible for yours. Okay, there are so many applications around in the BMC Remedy. For example, I'm just going to give some ideas. So that's what I took only for that related screenshot. Okay, again, I'm telling it's based on a business, based on a caste, and based on your role and based on your module. These applications will come and these roles will be provided. Okay, next slide, Sushil. Okay, so mostly we'll focus on this IT people, how they will use the ITSM service. Okay, so we'll focus on this topic only. So this ITSM services mainly provides incident management, change management, and problem management. We'll discuss these on these 3 areas. So first come incident management. So in the beginning of this session, so she'll explain about a ticket. So some people call it as a ticket, and some people call it's incident, and some people call bug, different based on the terminology which we'll use in your organization or project. Okay, so but it's the actual technical term is incident. Okay, so what is incident? So incident is name itself is saying it's incident, it's a bug, it's error, it's it's something called error. Okay, this incident management will only most of the times will use by this IT and non-IT. Non-IT means this service desk people. Okay, so what is incident? As I said, incident is error or a bug. So how you will create an incident, when you create an incident, then how you will receive an incident, then how it will be. So the flow I'll explain. So for example, I have a system, so I have a DB also. Obviously this application is having a DB. So in that application, my user is not able to log in, or my password is expired. For something is happened over there. So I just wanted to reset my password, but I don't have access to reset my password. So obviously I have to reach some people who are resetting my password. What I'll do, I'll create an incident. I'll create an incident to the particular team who will reset my password, my user password. When I create an incident, it will go to first service desk people. It will go to the repository. First, it will go and sit in the repository. From repository, it will route it to the respective teams. If you know that particular respective team, just you can directly give that group name. It directly will go and be in that team ticket. Okay, if you are not aware of that particular team who is handling this password resets, just create a ticket. So first it will go to the service desk people. Service desk people will analyze the details. If the provided details are sufficient, then they will directly route it to the particular team, that password reset team. If it is details are not clear, then they will get back to you and they will get the details and they will create that incident to that particular team, and that team will reset your password and they will share you the password to, or they will reset the password and they will share it to you, or else they will share some link and they will provide some authorization to reset your password yourself. Okay, so as I said, how to register incident means you created an incident, assign an incident. So if you know the target group, like a password reset group example, so you can assign incident to that particular group. If it is not, you don't know the group, then you can, this service desk people will assign that ticket to the respective group. Okay, once they resolved this password reset incident, so everything is fine, they will get back to you and they will check so whether the password is working or not. So okay, if you say yes, then they will resolve it. So then after 1 or 2 months, or maybe after so many days, you wanted to check whether the details of your incident, or else you wanted to refer that incident, you can use a search button for a search option. So if you see the diagram, if you see the snapshot, so if you expand this incident management, you will see incident management console and new incident and search incidents. Okay, so like this you will create an incident. If you are an IT guy, you are working on support side, then you are also have to work on this incident. For example, you are a OS team, you are application guy, so some OS bugs are there, or else OS drivers are not working, or else some OS version you have to install something. So those kind of incident will assign to you, and those assigned incident you can see in incident management console. So here you can see, right, incident management console. In that tab you can see what are all the incident assigned on your name, and you can take action. Okay, so hope everyone understand this incident management. So just hold on the questions, and at last we will have a question and answer session. Just we will clear if anyone having any questions. Sushil, next slide, please. Yeah, incident priorities. So you are creating an incident or you receive an incident to work on. So first we will, I'll take you to the incident creation. So you are creating an incident. You are application guy. So you wanted to open one port, or you wanted to work with some network team. So you are creating one incident to network team. So if it is an urgent thing, if it is impacting your business, so you will go with some high priority tickets. So usually we will say, right, so it's emergency care, just we have to provide service on emergency or expedite, like this. So here also incident priority is also defined in a real time way, like a critical, high, medium and low. So all these critical, high, medium, low is defined based on the impact and urgency. For example, so something you wanted to update. So you wanted to update in a database, but you don't have access. You are raising an incident for access. So it is urgent. Actually, it is urgent for you, but it is not impacting any regular business. So the priority will go down. So it is urgent, but it is not impacting. So if it is urgent and it is impacting your business, then the priority will be high. And if it is a high priority, then you have to provide the solution in hours or in a minutes. These impact and urgency and critical high timings will always based on your SLA metrics. So SLA metrics will explain by Sushil in the last session. So, but what is this SLAs and what are all these? Sushil will explain you, but I'll give you the just glance. So just SLA means service level agreement. So customer or a business will go for an agreement, like if any critical incident is coming. So if any critical incident, so I need solution within half an hour or 1 hour. If any high incident is coming, then I need a solution in within a 1 hour or 2 hours. If any medium incident, I need a solution in maybe 6 hours or 1 day, like that. So they will define some timelines. Those timelines are called SLAs. Okay, based on this SLAs and based on this impact and urgency, you have to resolve the incident. If it is coming to your bucket, then you have to resolve the incident based on your SLAs. If you want to create an incident, just give this. If it is impacting and if it is urgent, then you can go with a critical incident and you can create the particular network team or DB team or anything. Okay. Okay, I think hope everyone clear. So if it is a critical, we have to be very attention and we have to provide a solution, because if it is a business impact, then only the very higher critical incidents will come. Okay, so if any depending teams also there, for example, so something DBs crash, so it's not only your fault. You're not only the only group to resolve it. Maybe it's issue with the network also. You have to pull the network guys. If it is issue with the DB team, you have to pull the DB team. If it is an issue with the OS team, you have to pull these many teams. All will come in a one bridge call, like a go-to meetings. So we all joined, right? Like that, everyone will come into the one call and they will solve this issue in a hour or in a minutes. Okay. So next slide.
Yeah, Divya, it was paused actually. Let me 1 second.
Okay.
It's got paused. Is it body? Is it visible? Sorry.
No, empty screen I can see. The initial screen, not PPT.
Screen share. Let me share it once again. Seems to be some got stuck actually.
Okay.
Let me know if you're able.
Yes, now incident priorities. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm coming to a change management. So what is change? What is change? Its name itself is saying change. So something is going to change. What is that change? It might be an application change, it may be a version change, or else it might be a program change, it might be a table expansion or table change. So the existing functionality is adding some extra functionalities. So these are all comes under change. So you are adding some more extra functionalities to the existing one. So this is comes under this change. So I'll give you example, real-time example. So everyone nowadays using a smartphone, and it may be the OS software is Apple or maybe Android. So frequently you will get a alert like its update is there, just go and update it. So whatever the OS you are using, based on top of that, you are updating something to fix a bug or to enhance the functionality. Whatever it might be, the change is something is changing to fix the bugs or functionality. Like this, if you go to the App Store also, you'll see some Facebook update is there, just you wanted to update or not. WhatsApp update. So these are all updates, means adding the functionality to that is enhancing the functionality. So these are all comes under changes. So simply you are clicking one button and you are updating, you are restarting your PC to see that updated version. But behind this, there are a lot of technical times and there are a lot of process involved. Okay, so this is called change. I explained. So what is change process? For example, so two types of changes. One is bug fixes and one is enhance the functionality. So bug fixes, when it will go for a bug fix. For example, you implemented one software. So you tested with maybe 10 or 20 users. They said everything is fine. But it's not fine with some other people who are located in some other country. Okay, so you tested with India people, for example, ICICI Bank, it's a worldwide bank. So you updated something and you tested with the customers who are in India. So they were fine, but the people who are using in the USA, maybe they might have some issues. So you wanted to fix that bugs only for that particular people, USA people. So you'll go with the change. Only that particular regional area you are going to change. Or else it's a bug fix. Or else you wanted to enhance some extra. So nowadays we are seeing some 2-factor authentication or 3-factor authentication and fingerprint. These are all new enhancements. So they are adding more functionality to our existing one. So simply straight away they will develop and they will test it in the test environment if everything is fine, and it will change in the production system. Always remember the end users. We are using the production boxes, production environment. Behind that, so many testing systems are there. They will test all the functionalities, all the developments in the test system. If everything is fine, then only they will implement this in a production systems. Okay. So to implement this in a production system, so first they have to propose a plan. So this is what it's a change for a bug fix or it's a change for enhancement. First they will propose this plan. So our managers or management should approve it. Once it approved, just we have to implement it in a test box, test systems. If it is fine, then you have to provide your test results to your client or your customer or your business or your management. If everything is fine, they will approve it. So these approval process, these are all we will call as a technical term change advisory board. Change advisory board will be there. Just you have to represent your change. They will ask you, so what is this? What are all the details? You have to provide each and every details. If they are okay to implement, then only they will approve and you can go and implement it in production system. If it is not approved by them, then you have to go for maybe alternate solution or alternate proposal, something. Okay. So the behind the process, development, procuring approvals, implementation, test results, these are all comes under the change process. Okay, again this change process and change implementation, again it will be depending on our SLA metrics. It's a different for different business and different clients. Okay, so In changes also, we have defined different changes. Like it's like an incident, high incident, medium incident, like that. In change also, we have a different normal change, standard change, expedite, emergency, and no impact. So normal and standard, almost all, mostly both are same. Okay, normal change. If you are just adding some user details, so before maybe 2 or 3 years back, we don't have Aadhaar updated in our details. So now you are updating your Aadhaar in wherever it is applicable. So it's a normal change. You are updating your Aadhaar number. It's a normal change. So you are updating it. It's your Aadhaar details as a normal change. Normal change means there is no much process deviations. Just you will create a change and it will go to the change advisory board. These normal and standard, you no need to, in few cases, not all the cases, in few cases, no need to justify your change. So it's a standard thing. It's a normal thing. So simply they will just go through it and they will approve it. So you no need to bother about the process and test results, these and all. Still you need it, but there is no much process deviations in there. Okay. For example, so India is not having any time changes, but other countries having a time changes. Every 6 months or 5 months, the daylight times will be changed. So that changes, it's a standard one. It's a standard. Every year it is happening. It's a standard thing. So those kind of changes will go on a standard changes. Okay, expedite change. So something happened. So you are not able to figure it out, but someone provided some solution. You wanted to try it. You tried it in a text box. It went fine. You wanted to update. You wanted to apply that change in a production system within hours or in a half day. So this, as I said, change process is a very lengthy process. So if you want to go with that process, it will take time. Minimum 1 week or 2 weeks sometimes also. But you wanted to implement in a within half day or 1 day. So you will choose this expedite and emergency change. In this change, what it will happen, so like I explained, in a critical incident, if you receive a critical incident, when bridge call will happen and every team will join and they will resolve incident. The same way, expedite and emergency changes also, these kind of management will come and they will ask you for a justification of emergency or expedite. If you justify your change, then they will approve it. Maybe within hours it will be implemented. Otherwise it will take some time. So every change is having some lead time, so some analysis time. So maybe it maybe depends again in the like a project 1 week or 2 weeks. And no impact change. Just if you're adding, for example, new joiner came into the project, so you wanted to update his details. It is not impacting anything. It is not impacting business and it is not impacting any system offline activities, nothing. So those are all, it's no impact changes. It's for no impact changes, no approval also needed. So you can straight away go and update it. Okay, hope everyone clear on this. Just update. Just you're adding some enhancements. That's it. Okay, next slide. Yeah. Problem management. Okay, what is a problem? So if you see, you feel that it is a problem. If it's a problem with some users or some application are having a problem, or else one application is having some problem. So if it is a ticket, it's only with respect to the one user. If it is a problem with respect to multiple users or one application. For example, you are trying to access some bank application, but it is not, you are not able to load it. If you are using very lower version of your IE example, or else your lower version of your Chrome. But if you are using with a higher version of your Chrome or IE, you are able to access. So it's not it's not a problem actually. It's a compatibility, but some people don't want to upgrade their version. They don't want to use a higher version of your Chrome. So you wanted to do some enhancements in your project in that application. So not only one user, the same way some people, maybe bulk people, 50 members or 100 people, sir, they are approaching you. So it's not working for me. It's not working for me. So everyone is reaching, and everyone reaching you via incident only mostly. So if any user or if any customer is having any issues, first they will contact via ticket, via incident. So based on if it is incident is a valid, then you will work on it. If it is incident is not valid, then you can cancel it. So if the same kind of incident you are receiving daily, maybe 50 or 100, it's not resolving at all. You feel that it is a problem. So the resolution time will take more time, maybe 20 days or 30 days. You don't keep that incident open because SLA will be breached and it will be a penalty. The client will come and ask you for the penalty. Maybe it's not in Indian currency, it's maybe dollars, millions of dollars. So it's again, it's a problem to our business. So what they will suggest, if any issue is coming repeatedly, they will convert it as a problem, and all that related tickets are routing to that problem, and they will close the incident. They will keep this problem open and they will work on it. Okay, you are closing incident within SLA means there is no penalty. Why we are routing those reoccurring incident to the problem means problem is having a more SLA. So again, it's maybe 1 month or 2 months. In some clients, they will agree for 6 months also. Again, it's based on your SLA metrics. So it's a problem you have to work and you have to fix. So this is the problem. So what is a known error? Okay. So as I explained, so if you are using a lower version of your IE or Chrome, it's not a open. It's a known error. You know it. It's a known error. It's a known error, but you are not able to provide a solution. So that time you will create a known error. Okay. Problem and known error. Both are different, but both are comes under problem management. Remember, problem management is again having two types. One is a problem and one is a known error. So problem you are converting and you are resolving it. So it's a new thing. So new user reported a new issue. You feel that it's a problem. But within an application, you already aware of one of the existing error. It's not an error. Actually, it's one of the warning. It's a warning only. It's not an error. If it is not at all working, you are not able to open your bank application in any of the version of this IE and Google. It's an error. But you are able to open in higher versions, not able to open in the lower version. It's a warning. Those kind of warnings or those kind of known errors will define here. And if it is any solution you found, you can implement it, or else if you didn't find it, just you can propose a solution to use a higher versions and then you can close it. Okay, here two types. If it is a known error means it's application related mostly. It's a problem error means it's a new, you doesn't know it. Okay, so as I explained already, in which situation we can create a problem. So if it is repetitive incidents, if it is a repetitive bugs, if it is a repetitive alerts are coming, then you can create a problem. I explained incident, problems, and changes. But from where these alerts are, so for everything, for changes and for incident and everything, just we are using this ITSM. So this ITSM is providing these many services, and these are integrated with our application. Okay. So in ITSM tool only, you will create a change, you will create an incident, and you will create a problem. But this change and problem management mostly will be used by IT software developers or IT employees. Incident management will be used by both service desk people and as well as application team. Okay, Sushil, next slide.
I guess
think
it has to come. It's for me, I guess.
Yeah. So thanks everyone. So Sushil will explain about the SLA metrics. Yeah, thank you. Over to you,
Thanks,
Sushil.
Divya. Thanks, Divya. Thanks for the detailed discussion and real-time examples, which really connects our audience to understand what we do, because this is related to most into the process. So process means people get bored, but you made the session very interactive with the timing and with the real-time examples. Right. Thanks, Divya. Thanks again. So let's talk about SLA. SLA, the word terminology itself shows agreement. So what agreement? Why we are talking about agreement in IT industry or technology or everywhere? Definitely. as you go and buy a product, when you buy a product, there will be a example. If you buy a product of one box, one anything you buy electronic product in the market, you have a warranty, guarantee. It's the same thing. When we are providing IT services to our customers, there are certain principles to make the delivery smooth. As Divya stated, there will be a lot of process which we involved in ITSM, which is incidents, change, um, problem, service management, service catalog, service modules, all each thing there should be an agreement. You can't simply go and get a customers. So customers will look at your service levels agreements. Service levels agreement is simple in a definition. If you want to say, I can say that it's a contract between a service provider and its customer. That's it. Simple definition. And what that includes, what document shows us which services, what are the services provided by the service provider to the customer, and how much of the standards we are maintaining. As I stated since the beginning of the session, customer satisfaction is very important nowadays in all the industry zones. You've taken an example of medical, you take it in an example of science, you can take it in a service, you can take it in a sort of marketing, development, all the areas. You just take it in any area, even in your personal life, the customer satisfaction. For example, if I'm not if I don't take out my wife to outside in the weekend, she'll feel bad. So that customer satisfaction, and these principles will be inert. We don't know. Without our knowing factor, we implement certain level of agreements, a certain level of principles which we are not aware about it. So these are all agreements between the customer and the. So what exactly, how we can simply go and write it like a document. So I'll explain you what are the things, what are the key checklist we have to have it. So what are the typical document? Like example, I just listed down only a few things. There are a lot of things in the service agreements. So it will show up what are the responsibilities which custom service provider going to give it to the customers. Scope of SLAs. Scope of SLAs means when customer creates, example, Airtel, and we create a ticket to the Airtel that says that my service is interrupted. Can you please resume my services? They says that, sir, we have created a ticket. It will take 24 hours of your time. Why they say 24 hours? Based on the priorities. What is priorities? If it's impacting, if an example like a single user calls and says that this is an issue, they will not take it as that easy because it's not impacting the business. It's only individual. But if you have any more issues, you can raise it as a priority based on your packages. What do you call packages? The agreements you got it. I pay this much amount. If you pay, like if you go for a higher package, the services will be more. Same thing. If you pay, if you get if you go and say that these are the packages, these are the catalogs, these are the services we provided to you as a customer, XYZ, they pay more. If you go and say that, no, these are the only 10 services we provide and we get the agreement, these are the agreement which your agreement is interrelated with priorities, services, catalogs, and all those stuff. It's interlinked. It doesn't have it's not an independent process or independent feature in the ITSM. It's an interlinked process. So scope of SLAs. So when we talk about scope of SLAs, I raise a ticket. It says that 48 hours. 48 hours. Within 48 hours, they have to resolve it. How can they resolve it? Because if you simply call up to the customer service don't know where we have to send it. That's the reason they have it various departments. That's called incident management, where the ticket will come to the incident management, then they'll forward it to the next levels. So SLAs, it will be based on the impact, based on the urgency. It will be showing that if that SLA breaches, that means you have to pay some penalty to the customer. And I'm especially service level, the customer satisfaction, customer improvement, customer feedback is it has been improved a lot since 10 years in India. But since the beginning in the European countries or Western countries, customer service has been in a super experience. That's the reason people are more happy that's the reason when you buy a product in Amazon, whenever you say that I want to request the product, they will accept it based on the guidelines. And they say that based on the guidelines, we'll accept it and we'll return it. And within the duration, they'll tell it will take minimum 45 days or 2 days. Once the product is returned, again, the refund of amount, it will take based on the refund amount of how you paid it through Amazon Pay. It depends again. Depends on that, it will show the dates. Like if you pay through Amazon, it will pay it in another 24 hours. If it's you pay through your card or your any third-party vendor, it will take some time because they have in turn need to connect with those and they get in it. So these are called SLAs, which I've explained you. I want to give a more idea on it. So services, I was talking about service availability. So if you talk about service availability, example, I had a business. I started a business. I told my customer that I'll maintain the system for 24 hours. Yes, I have to maintain the systems for 24 hours for the business. That's called service availability. Again, service availability differs from different offerings. Offerings means again, it will be like some customer says that no, my business. Some customer says that no, my business runs only from 9 to 6. After 6, I don't want it. So then the services will be slowed down and they'll cut down. That means they can reduce the cost to the service provider. So reliability. So they can reliable. With this based of ITSM principles and SLA agreements, they can rely on it. You can say that like these agreements already come, other service providers are giving it. What is the difference in it? So we have additional features or additional benefits based on that. Customer support agreements. Customer support agreements, like what we are discussing about all these customer support agreements. Point of escalation. This is very important, guys. This is point of escalations and communications. So when you raise a ticket in service desk, and service desk says that it has been assigned to the networking team, it will say that networking team. Who is the networking team? Where is the point of contact? So service desk team or a point of contact need to be there. The communication should be smooth. Cost and charging method systems. What are the I want to use the services. So what is the cost? It clearly mentions in the service levels agreements of the documents. So, but I just want to give some of the important factors which will consider in each of the service level agreement document. And there are a few checklists, which is very important, like statement of objectives. That means what are the activities you are performing, what are the services you are providing. That is called statement of objective, which is called SOW, or a statement of work process, or a statement of objectives. The scope of services to be covered. What are the scope? I can't ask you, can you please do all these? No, it's not in my scope. That means it clearly shows. Then we can go ahead. Simple terminology. SLA is an agreement like Bible. When you open a book, it shows that, okay, these are the things, we will provide only these things. This is called SLA agreement. And one of the, another checklist is service provider responsibilities. What are the things they can provide? What are the limitations they have? What are the boundaries they have? How much they can provide it? What are the teams they have? What are the global teams they have? And the customer responsibilities, like customers' responsibilities, performance metrics, like how quick they respond to your ticket, how resolution time they take it, like 24 hours. If they complete in 24 hours, you'll be happy. That's called customer satisfaction. That's called performance metrics. Especially, this is very important, guys. Checklists, the penalties. What are the penalties? If you miss your SLAs, what are the penalties you will be charged? It will be when you go for IT, especially when we are working for customers. If you miss supporting that particular issue within the time, we will end up paying huge penalties. To avoid that, this will be a beautiful document where we will not come into our breach, because as per this document, we have 24 hours. You're asking before 24 hours. So we can come back and it's kind of a referral document or a referral page you can look into. Okay. And important things to be considered when creating an ITSM SLAs document. Relation and collaboration matters. How we are having the relationship with the customer and the collaboration, how we have it, and how if it's talk about relation and collaboration when you talk about renewing of your every year, every 2 years, they are based on the product and based on the customers, based on the companies, they have the agreement. It might be 2 years, 4 years, 3 years, depends on them. Don't forget about your experience on the past experience. It's talking about the past experience. Service definition, metrics, which are already discussed, supplier management. They look into it. When you look into the, when you're providing, when you say that I'll provide XYZ, but XYZ, you should have in that supplier management, business relationship management. So you have to consider all these things. Okay. And these are all we just gone through only the foundation basics of it. It doesn't require or doesn't mandate that all the companies need to follow it. As I discussed earlier also, these are the foundation templates. They'll pick up this foundation template and fine tune or reconfigure based on the requirement of the customer, business, projects, based on their stage. Okay. And yeah, we are done with our presentation, Flora. It's a Q&A session. You can enable the chat session if they need to ask any questions, and they can ask. Go ahead and ask. We'll have a quick 5 to 10 minutes of the. We already little more on the session time, but we can take another 5-10 minutes of a QA session.
Thank you so much, Sushil and Divya. We'll be shortly enabling the chat session. Yeah, the chat session is enabled. So anybody who has any questions can post it in the chat session so that they'll be able to clarify your queries.
Okay, I got one question from Santosh. It's to Divya, but I can consider if Divya want to take it. What is the difference between problem and incident?
Yeah.
Divya, would you like to go for it, or shall I go for it?
Yeah, I'll do this.
Right, good. Thank you.
Okay. So the problem and incident. So incident is, it's a bug only for particular user or one user. Okay, or one application. So I'll give you the 2 examples of incident. So you are an end user, or you're having some issue and you're calling to the customer care people and you're asking for some assistance. Okay, only called for individual because you are only having some issue. So that is called incident. Okay, like you, maybe few more people are calling, maybe 50 people or 100 people, they are calling. So so we are having this issue. So first what they will do, so not only you, too many people are having some issue. So the same issue it's by more people. So what they will do, they will convert this issue to the problem. So because where this problem is having a more SLA, you have to resolve incident within a 1 day or 2 day, but whereas the problem you have to resolve in a 1 month. So that's where it will convert to the problem. So coming to the application, so only one application. So application access. So for example, you are OS guy, so you're doing some OS access, you're doing OS work. So again, you will have a different roles to do your work in a OS, so operating system. Okay, for example, you are having some issue, only you are having an issue to access some like a drivers, some audio drivers or video drivers. So you are not able to access it. So that you are reporting to some people, so who are having a full access, or else your higher management you are reporting. So that is called incident. Like your maybe few of your colleagues also raised, so that is called a problem. So first the problem will investigate why these 50 people are having an issue. So why other 50 people are accessing, why are these 50 people are not accessing? Maybe they are using the OS version is different, or else they are using the hardware is different. Maybe the core version of the desktop they are using may be low. So they will investigate these things. These will take time. It may be 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That's what. It's a purely, it's beneficial. This problem is only beneficial for a business, like a companies, because if you're breached your SLA time, it will be a penalty for you people, means for companies from customer. So that's the reason they will use problem in most of the scenarios to avoid the penalties. you are clear now. If it is a single bug, incident. If it's a bug, or else if only few of the people or bulk people are having issue, it's not all the people, only some limited people. It's a problem. Hope Santosh, you are clear. Yeah.
Thanks, Divya. Thanks for the great clarification. So we have another question on the chat box, short chat window. How to identify the problem beforehand and resolve it? So Anita Pawar has asked it. So Anita
Okay.
ma'am, that's a great question. How to identify? So for every problem, as Divya ma'am stated, that we will have a monitoring templates or a monitoring checklist or alerting system. As she stated that alarm. If you want to get up early, we set up an alarm. Same thing to maintain the process and to identify the process before before. If you talk about problem, which is considered as an incident, bug, or anything, we have a monitoring templates, monitoring tools, which we use it to make our process smooth in a single layman language. So there are so many tools, so many based on the ITSM, based on the projects I've told you, they customize themselves. So it triggers, it gives an alert stating that this system or this application is down, you have to do it. If you look at most of you might got it, you will get a messages from the banks. This is a scheduled maintenance. That's a scheduled maintenance. For the people who are like, this is called problems when you're getting an alert, that's called unplanned incidents. Okay. Divya, would you like to add anything on this?
No, actually, but it's a clear idea. Simple. This problem is more beneficial. As I said, it's to the business only. So if you are for the same issue, if you are receiving 100 incidents, means you have to update each and every incident with the proper details. It's a time taking. You receive 100 incident at a time. So you are 10 people having in that particular application team. So 10 people are updating a 10 incident. Each incident will take to 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe it's 2 to 3 hours. Then you closed it. Means you resolve the incident. Again incident will come. Again 100 incident will come. So these are reoccurring. But you are providing a temporary solution and it's reoccurring. You are not able to provide permanent solution. You may provide, but it will take time. It will take time means more. Maybe it's you can't say it's a 10 days or 30 days or 2 months. That time you will convert it to the problem to avoid SLA breach on incident. So, and if you are receiving only 2 or 3 incident for the same issue, it's not considered as a problem. You have to see for at least 1 week. So same kind of incidents are receiving daily for a 50 for a 1 week, every day 50 for same alerts. Then after 1 week, you can check with your management, then you can convert it to the problem. So on the first day, it's not possible to convert it. To convert the problem also, it again, it's got a lot of process behind this. Okay, and one more, cause of the problem can be called as an incident.
I guess you already answered the same thing.
Yes.
The cause of the problem can be called as incident? No. Cause of the problem cannot be called as incident because incident can be converted into problem, but problem cannot be converted into incident.
Problem can be converted into change, but not an incident. In a problem,
Exactly.
you find some. So you find some solution. If you enhance something or if you fix some changes from program changes, if you feel that incident will resolve, you again create a one change and you will implement that enhancement. So after enhancing that, if no same kind of incidents are receiving again, so it's incident resolved, problem resolved, and change also implemented.
Great.
What is the difference between BMC Remedy and ServiceNow? Nothing.
Exactly.
BMC Remedy and ServiceNow, .NET, Java, PeopleSoft, Oracle. These are all the C, C++. These are all the languages, right? To develop a software like this. These are all the tools to useful by reporting tools. You can create an incident, you can create a change, you can create a problem, you can create documents, you can create asset management, you can pull the reports, whatever you want, you can do. These are all the tools, different tools like C, C++, Java, .NET.
Thanks,
And
Divya.
every tool
So we
will be
have
same. Yeah.
okay.
Yes, sir.
So we have another question in the chat box. Can I create joint SLA shared among multiple vendors or service providers? It's a typical thing where we can multiply create a joint SLAs or a joint SLAs. We can say that yes or no. Again, the service providers, if you are getting all the same service catalogs, if you see XYZ services you are getting, if the other service provider also providing XYZ, then you can have same level of agreement. Again, it doesn't require that if they are providing the same services, same set of providers, same set of services, can we grow? No. One customer says that no, my business runs on this particular pattern. Some service provider says this, my business runs on different. So it's typically it's not that feasibility or flexibility to do have a joint SLAs with multiple vendors or service providers. But if the all services or all the guidelines or whatever the restrictions or obligations or roadblocks are same, we can go it. I hope you got the answer.
Okay, Sushil, I think almost all the questions are being answered. It's 1:15 right now. If there's any more questions, if anybody has any other questions, okay. We have Sumitra asking once again, can we consider C hash? So could you just give her a brief explanation about this, and then we could wind up the question and answer session?
C hash. Sumitra
What
ma'am,
is
can you please elaborate on the C hash? Are you talking about some technology integrated with ITSM? She
ITSM can be integrated with any of the software. Either you can use .NET or Java, C Sharp. Yes, C Sharp.
Yes.
So yes, if you are having a C Sharp applications, you wanted to integrate that application to the ITSM, yes, you can. You can integrate. As I explained, CMDB, configuration management. That configuration management will take care of this configuration to integrate your C Sharp application and this ITSM. ITSM is all, it's not a forum for doing a coding and development. So it's everything is developed, it's everything is there. Just you can go and tell, you can go to the vendor and tell your requirement. I need incident management, I need procurement management, I need asset management, these are all I need. Just you can tell, those will be, they will estimate the cost, and those roles means those applications only will provide it. And you can say my backend is this application, okay, you can go and integrate it. So it can be integrate any of the software, any of the language.
Okay, thank you so much. So I think Sumitra, the query is clarified. The answer is you got the answer. So if there are any more queries, I would suggest Sushil has already provided his email ID. So Divya, I would also request you to give the what is that, your mail ID, so that anybody could get back to you even later. Thanks once again, Sushil and Divya, for a wonderful session, especially informing us about the different customer-based services, about BMC Remedy, how change management is important, and what is change exactly, all and on various other aspects of the industry. Thank you so much, Divya and Sushil, once again. To all the participants, this is the end of the program. So this today will be the last day, and it was wonderful having all the participants. Also, we have our feedback. We'll be sending our feedback links in the chat box. In the chat box, so kindly fill the feedback link, and there's a note that approximately 40% of the feedback link should be filled so as to get your certificates. Also, the videos of all the sessions will be sent to you all soon in the WhatsApp group in which you people are have already joined. Now, over to Shailaja for the vote of thanks. So, Shailaja, are you there?
Yes, Flora, I'm here itself.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Please go ahead with the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Flora. Thank you so much. So, good afternoon, all. I'm Shailaja, CSE department, working as an assistant professor, and I'm acting as an academic in charge for CSE and IT department. So, I would like to thank all the participants, resource persons, and FDP organizers. Thank you so much for this wonderful sessions in all these 5 days with 5 different resource persons. And coming to one by one, Sai Endla gave a very clear information about the cloud and database management and how it is going to work in a real-time environment. So coming to Sarita Nara ma'am, she gave very nice sessions on web methodologies, which comes under server-side scripting with very nice question and answer sessions. And Sushil Gupta sir and Prashant Kumar sir gave a very informative session on SAP basis modules, how it is going to how it would be important in SAP after graduations. After graduations, once the students will come out from the graduations. And coming to today's session, Divya Reddy ma'am, it is awesome, and it is very fruitful session on ITSM. And coming to Sushil sir, you are very clearly explained the service legal agreements, how the services has to provide, and how we have to provide the document with all the services in an agreement. It is very nice and it is very clear, sir. The people who are going for an startup, then it is very useful to them also. And all these 5-day sessions are very fruitful and very informative. And I thank each and every person who is participated in these 5-day sessions. And I would like to specially thank Mr. Sushil Gupta sir for helping us in arranging all the resource persons to conducting this FDP to become it successful. Thank you so much, sir. And I would like to thank all the participants for your active participation and support. And finally, I would like to thank Ms. Flora. You are very clear and you are very taking initiative from the starting. When we are going to start the session and we are going to end the session, you are there with the entire team and you give full support to the entire team. And I would like to thank the organizing committee, Munishekar sir, Narsimhu sir, and Akhilesh Reddy sir. You 3 people are done very good job, and you make the event very clearly, and you provide every link to all the participants very timely. And I would like to thank the management for giving the space to conduct all these kind of FDPs. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank all the participants for your patience and your active participation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Archana ma'am, and thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity given for us. And it's been a different ball game for us, and we have been very enthusiastic and it's very energetic to meet a lot of future leaders and our leaders. So it was a wonderful opportunity for us, and being in a part of it and as a big part of your achievement. Thanks, Flora ma'am. Thanks, organizers, all the coordinator organizers, Mr. Munishekar Prithvi, Mr. Narsimlo, Mr. Akhilesh Reddy, Department of CSE and Department of IT. And thanks to the Bharat Institute of Engineering and Technology for your management support and trusting us on all the ways. Thank you so much for everyone and from the bottom of the heart. Thanks, Divya, for your wonderful support for this session.
Thank you, Sushil. And thank you, management.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shailaja, for the vote of thanks. Sorry, I have just forgot to inform all the participants. The feedback link is already sent in the chat box. And as today is the last day, so along with the feedback link, in the feedback link itself, there are quiz included. So the quiz requires 40% score to obtain a certificate. The quiz includes all the 5-day session of all the 5-day session, basic questions of all the 5 days. So it requires 40%, and once you attempt the quiz, that is when you'll be getting your certificates. So for any queries, you could contact the organizers, Munishekar Prithvi, Narsimlu, or Akhilesh Reddy. And also, you could, if you want, you could contact the speakers, the resource persons separately, as they've already provided with their mail ID. Also, the videos of all these days will be posted by the end of by end of today in your WhatsApp groups. So thanks everybody once again for attending the session. Have a great day, all of you. Bye-bye.
Hello. Hello, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I didn't see a feedback form on the screen, madam. This is Dr. Lakshmi Prasanna.
Yeah, ma'am, could you just scroll the chat box or we could, 1 minute, we'll just resend it once again. It is there.